quite a small team compared to other authorities. We've only got 6 members on our full-time members on our structure, plus the operations manager. We're using quite an old system, a SAP system, ECC6. So as Ian calls it, it's quite traditional. There's a lot of manual processing. We process about 80,000 invoices manually a year. So to say it's such a small team, they do a lot of manual processing, and the match rate is quite low.
It's about how we digitally transform our procurement processes. And for me, the invoice management solution and our partnership with Documation is kind of the key project within that deliverable of the procurement strategy.
In the P2P area, we have a 3-year improvement plan, which sits underneath Ian's procurement strategy. So the first year is all about reviewing the systems, replacing the systems. Second year is all about embedding and improvement. And then the third year is about enhancing. So this sits really nicely within the first year. And it's probably one of the biggest projects we've got within the first year of improving our processes. Okay, so as Ian said, we had quite a traditional system and process. The team spend most of the time probably data inputting rather than dealing with queries. We were also coming to the end of support of our current system. So we reviewed the costs of that and the cost of placing it, and there wasn't much difference. So we invested the money to improve our processes and systems. So one of the big drivers really is the value for money rather than just investing in our current system, and the adding value to the accounts payable team in what they do and providing a better service for our suppliers. The biggest pain points, I think, with our current system is that once an invoice is received, it gets scanned and just goes into a queue, so there's no visibility. So one of the big things for us with the new system is that the invoice can be tracked from as soon as it's received in the inbox to payment. So I think that's a real bonus for us. And I think the reporting side of the new invoice management system is going to be really useful for us, so we can see where the bottlenecks are and improve our processes internally. It's just going to give us all the information we need to really enhance the service that we provide.
If we can present that visibility, not only does it give them comfort that the payment is in flight, but it also allows us to look internally at where the blocks are, where the bottlenecks are, and how we can then structure our accounts payable team to be able to deal with them in the most proactive way, as opposed to the traditional data processing that they currently do. I think we wanted somebody who really understood our requirements. I think as part of the specification development, we thought we were really clear in what we wanted to achieve by this project, and that we were hopeful that the provider that would eventually be successful in the tender process, so Documation, would understand our requirements and then work with us through the project. If you've been perfectly honest, I think it was probably a little bit of a step into the unknown for us, particularly with some traditional processes and traditional systems that we have, and with stepping into the unknown, there's a bit of fear with that as well. And I think we were almost looking for a bit of a handhold as well through the process. And I think we're really pleased with where we are at the moment. What we were really looking for was the organisations that could really understand our requirements and understand our maturity as well, and where we are as an organisation, because that and helping us in the implementation was going to be as important as understanding our requirements. You really understood what we were trying to achieve with this project, which is fantastic to see.
Great. Yeah, and I'd just like to add to that the system as well is quite flexible. So a lot of the other systems we looked at were quite out the box, but because Documation really understood our requirements, there was lots of flexible things. And I think one of the things that we really liked about the system was that we can implement it, and then we can carry on enhancing it and improving it and changing like the settings and things like that going forward.